Good afternoon from El Salvador, a tiny country home to 6.5 million people here in the middle of Central America, a country which is now the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, a cryptocurrency to run alongside the currency it normally uses, which is the US dollar. And now, nearly a year down the line, we are looking at exactly how adoption here is going. And this is how the government is doing it. This is Chivo Wallet, an app designed by the government for Salvadorans and for use only by Salvadoran nationals, which gives them for the first time access to a crypto wallet. And these are the ATMs which now are standing across the country, in which dollars are paid in and they are exchanged at the current exchange rate for crypto, for Bitcoin, which then enters your own profile, your own wallet within the Chivo app. And that therefore allows Salvadorans to take their phones and pay using Bitcoin across numerous different places across the country. So Bitcoin may now be available to Salvadorans to use as legal tender. That's one thing, but when it comes to adoption, that's quite another. One recent study appears to show that only around half of all Salvadorans have downloaded the Chivo app, and when it comes to use in the streets, it does still appear to be the US dollar, which remains the most used currency in El Salvador. But don't take my word for it. Over the course of our deployment, over the next days in El Salvador, we'll be speaking to Salvadorans across the country about the adoption of Bitcoin here as legal tender. And we're going to start here at San Salvador, the capital's famous roundabout of El Salvador.
Bueno, prefiero usar el mejor dólar porque igual no entiendo lo del Bitcoin, se puede decir. La mayoría de personas también lo ocupan.
Yo creo que para algunas personas sí se le hace fácil usarlo para usar la aplicación, tiene algunos beneficios. Sí, comida, restaurantes, cosas así. A veces en tiendas de ropa, porque ellos están frecuentemente usándolo. En cambio, yo ahorita no lo estoy usando, simplemente solo uso el dólar.
So you find us now in Tacuba, in the west of El Salvador, in a mountainous region where agriculture is by far the most productive economic stimulus, and where Bitcoin is yet to be really adopted. We're here with Samuel Saldaña. He's part of the municipal government here. Samuel, muy buenas tardes.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mucho gusto.
Entonces, cuéntame sobre el Bitcoin. ¿Cómo ha sido la adopción aquí en esta región de El Salvador?
Sí, precisamente acá en el sector de Tacuba podría decirse que la economía acá de subsistencia pues es la agricultura. Y en cuanto al Bitcoin, la aceptación, digamos, ha sido bien poca. Acá en lo general pues podría decirse que ha sido casi nulo el uso de. Acá es de subsistencia la agricultura, pues y la caficultura, digamos, tal vez en un segundo plano. Pero por ahora, como lo que pienso, pues que el Bitcoin, por lo menos aquí, no ha sido adoptado como una moneda tal cual como lo es el dólar.
Claro. Samuel, muchísimas gracias. So there you have it, here in rural El Salvador, where subsistence agriculture is the main economic driver, Bitcoin quite simply doesn't have a place here in the economy, where people are struggling even to get their hands on dollars. But there are parts of this country where Bitcoin is taking on, and we're going to head there right now. This is Playa El Sonte, better known these days as Bitcoin Beach, here on El Salvador's Pacific coast in a resort catering mainly to surfers. The local economy has encouraged people and was a pioneer when it came to Bitcoin, encouraging international visitors to pay in cryptocurrency and thus stimulating a microeconomy here in which Bitcoin also circulates amongst the locals, and they have seen benefits. Indeed, El Salvador's tourism ministry estimates that tourism numbers here along El Salvador's Pacific coast are up by at least 30% since the country adopted the Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin use here, despite the ongoing crash in the cryptocurrency's value, is something which people are using.
Pues lo que nos dijeron es de que pues pues invirtiéramos en Bitcoin, que Bitcoin era una moneda, criptomoneda, que era bueno para superarse y pues no podríamos decir que no hemos superado, como no, hemos superado un poco, pero ya cuando empieza para abajo es como está malo. Ha sido bastante movimiento de Bitcoin, pero pues antes como que era bueno, ahora parece ser malo por la caída que tiene, porque ahora está muy, muy bajo. Por ahorita pues creo que todo el mundo está como decepcionado, como dice, wow, cuánto he perdido. Pero esperamos que pues no vaya a perderse para siempre, porque es mucho dinero pues lo que podamos llegar a perder.
Entonces, última pregunta para ustedes acerca de qué van a hacer si llega otra vez a subir el precio.
Pues yo sigo manteniendo siempre mi dinero ahí. Yo no toco mi dinero, siempre está en lo que es la aplicación, esperando que en un momento, pues como digo, vuelva a subir y poder tener ganancia. Si va para abajo, todo lo que yo he vendido de mi tienda es como no tengo nada. No tocamos ahora el dinero porque esperamos que la moneda pues vuelva a tener su valor en un momento.
María del Carmen, muchas gracias.
Ya saben.
So this is where we are beginning to see El Salvador's gamble on Bitcoin. The country has purchased more than $100 million of the cryptocurrency since its high of over $60,000 per Bitcoin last November. Yet the price crash has been very serious, now hovering just above $20,000 and continuing to be very volatile. And it's this country which has made it a legal national tender accepted across the country, which is now riding this gamble and this volatility of the cryptocurrency. And when it comes to the country investing in Bitcoin, like Maria Carmen over here, when it comes to just the amounts that Salvadorans can invest in Bitcoin, it's all relative, because while $360 in the United States may not sound like the largest amount of money to lose on a cryptocurrency investment, here in El Salvador, $360 is the average monthly wage, and that makes things even more complicated when it comes to the use of this volatile money as national currency. And when it comes to the government's overarching policy of investing in Bitcoin, there hasn't been a great deal of transparency. President Bukele and his government do not publish the figures on exactly how many Bitcoins this government owns, and the only hint into the government's actual investments are the president's tweets. And it's according to those tweets that we see that President Bukele here is continuing to invest in Bitcoin, buying the dip, as they say, in the investment world, with the faith that it is going to rally in the coming months and years. But when it comes to the use of Bitcoin as legal tender in El Salvador, the jury is still out. And when it comes to money, currency and fiat currency only work when this piece of paper, according to the person I'm trading it with, agrees that this has value greater than the paper it is printed on. And when it comes to Bitcoin, given this ongoing crisis in the price, El Salvador's gamble on its use as national currency may end up disastrous or pay very big. Thank you for tuning in. I've been Alistair Baberstock reporting here for CGTN from Bitcoin Beach, El Sonte, El Salvador.